Welcome to Unbiased and On the Fence. I'm Shane. Thanks for joining me. Well, take a deep breath. Be in the moment with me, because what is this Mandela Effect even all about? That's been my question this whole time. My brain just spinning with ideas and thinking and just trying to figure it out. And, you know, the answer was right there in front of me the whole time. And I even had a few clues about it and just totally ignored it, because the answer was totally not what I would have picked. That's how I know it didn't really come from me. So the answer is to just be. Now, if you're feeling impatient about this whole thing, just be. What is this guy talking about? And you're feeling urged to turn it off or skip to another video, I ask that you just go up and hit the watch later button, because this is going to be powerful. And you might not be able to sit through this, because, you know, with the golden child thing, everybody's like, 10 minutes? Why did it take you 10 minutes to tell us what's going on? Because, see, the fact is, the Mandela Effect changes aren't about the changes, it's about what the changes are telling us. And if we're just looking at the change itself, that's just meaningless. I mean, great, something changed, a logo changed. So what? If you don't find the meaning in it, it's completely pointless that you've even noticed, right? So, everything, all my work, all my research, all the previous videos about the right brain, the left brain, it's all been pointing to this one thing that's been right in front of me, and it's come to me several times, but I didn't even want to look at it because I'm such an impatient person. And that's why when I pinned that comment to the top where somebody's like, hey, it took 10 minutes, and I was like, yeah, you know, you're right, should be more considerate of people's time. So I put, you know, the time in there so they can jump right forward to the Mandela Effect change. And you know, this whole time it's been coming to me. If I were to learn something, what would be my prime nemesis? What would be that thing that I just had to combat? And it would be impatience. I hate to wait. I've got so many things to do, you know, especially when I was in school and working and all this, and, you know, you want to have time for your kids and everything, and you just feel so rushed. And you know, my second thing would probably be people being inconsiderate, and that would be because of my time still. So it's still impatience. So, you know, people driving slow, people not going when they can, and I mean, this is my problem. So I'll tell you straight up, if this is your problem too, this video is for you. Just take a deep breath, relax, because you're not going to want to hear this, but in a way it's sort of liberating and relieving, because back to the left brain, right brain thing. The reason we're so impatient is because there's things to do. And anytime that we're stuck in a situation where we have to wait, like at a stoplight, or someone's taking a long time to pull out in traffic, or they've got 20 different things to do at the ATM, and you think, well, you know, why don't you just pull around and let these people go and then come back and do your 20 transactions, you know? And I'm impatient. I'll tell you what, that's like my main thing. And like I said, when it's come to me what my prime nemesis would be, it would be impatience. I didn't even want to face the fact that I'm just impatient. So what I realized is, and it was right in front of me the whole time, do you notice when you talk to people about the Mandela Effect and they just kind of blank out on you and start looking at their phone, and it's like, what the heck, you know? How can you just not pay attention to this? That is all clues about this impatient thing too, because the right brain and the left brain, when somebody starts fiddling with their phone, they're going straight up left brain. You know, like, what do I got to do? Somebody trying to text me? Did I miss any messages? Let's see, I got to get home and take a shower because I got to work early. Whatever they're thinking, right? But they totally seem like they blank out and quit listening to you and just go straight up left brain on you, right? But this is all a clue to what's happening, because as our lives get more and more hectic, we have less time to be daydreaming and be off in our right side of our brain just thinking about stuff and just relaxing, right? And I gotta admit, when I have my grandbaby over, and one of my favorite things to do is to take them out on the porch, right? And to live vicariously through them as the environment changes around them. You know, you suddenly go from inside to outside, the temperature change, the wind starts blowing, and I love to like look in his face, look in his eyes, and you know, you can tell he's paying attention, he's in the moment. And that was one of the only times I ever spent in the moment, is when I was living vicariously through him. And I'm just looking at his eyes, and you can hear a bird make a sound, and you can see him look over that way. And, you know, I don't pay attention to birds and things like that. And it was only with my grandbaby that I, you know, like I said, live vicariously through him. You see him paying attention to all the little sounds and paying attention to the way the wind feels and different things like that. So, time is so precious, but the reason we're supposed to just be is because when you are in the moment, in the present time, that's the only thing that's real. And when you are in the moment and you're not, you know, I mean, even like when I'm about to do a video, you know, I'm pacing, I'm thinking about what I'm going to say, and I go over my lines a ton of times. You know, I don't want to forget anything. And then like if I'm have to make a phone call, I'll usually pace and think about the phone call for a while and what am I going to say. I'll play out all these different scenarios of the conversation so I'm not stumbling over my words and yada, yada, yada. So whenever I've had people say, "Oh, I'm so glad you said that to me. It's, God, it was like you read my mind," or it was like God had you say that, or it seemed like I was used as an instrument or a tool for a higher purpose. It was those moments when I got a text message, I read it, and then I had a quiet moment of thinking, you know, just being in that moment about to return a text message. And or, you know, if somebody's just talking to you in person and you take that moment and you're considering what they said and you're just sort of in the moment and you're just silent, and then it comes to you, what you say, you know. And that happens a lot when I just do different, trying to figure things out, troubleshooting, you know. I'll just kind of go into my mind, I'll picture things, and then I'll get answers that way. And I realize that's when you're going to your right brain. So whenever you're in the moment, you open up that contact, you know, because we're part of God. And so when we take that moment to get out of the left brain of what you need to do, the things you need to accomplish, and your schedule and all that, and take a moment to go to your right side of your brain, the dreamy connection to the divine God, you're opening up that channel, so to speak, to be used as a tool. So for me, the Mandela Effect has really caused me to take a step back and say, hey, what am I missing here? What's going on? And to have those moments of quiet reflection. And I realize that it's hard to hear from God when you're constantly talking to yourself in your head, you know? So that was the answer all along, and that's my nemesis. Like I said, it's patience, being patient. And even like when you're waiting in line and say, you know, one of the most hectic times in my life, because, you know, you can be in the moment and be real hectic too, but one of my first jobs at a fast food restaurant, it was lunchtime. I kept hitting this wrong button on the cash register, and then people were getting frustrated. And I've had a lot of jobs, and even though that was probably my lowest paying job, that was probably my most hectic time just in my mind of being in that moment at that job. And, you know, people are nice, but you can see the frustration on their face, and that just feeds into that. And what an oasis it is for somebody to come up and smile, and it doesn't look like they're annoyed at you. And I had learned this a while back, and, you know, but I had to pretend, you know, if I was on the flip side of that, and somebody I can see they're struggling and having a hard time, and I sort of don't want to, you know, spread the badness or the anxiety, so I'll just pretend like I'm not in a hurry or that I'm not annoyed. But now I realize that, you know, a lot of that stuff can be felt. So it's not so much your facial expressions as much as it is that you're actually putting out that agitated feeling. It's actually projected outward from you. And when you pretend, you might look like you're not annoyed, but you're still putting out those feelings and just calming down. I mean, that was one of my, I hated those bumper stickers, calm down and blah, 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 you know. Like, calm down, just get out of my way already, you know. So it is kind of liberating in a way that, you know, you can just kick back, relax, and know that you're doing something productive in those moments, because you're allowing yourself to get in contact with the divine, the outside of this matrix part. So, I mean, all this time I've been thinking, you know, how do you get out of the matrix? This is just, I just wish we could figure out how to end the simulation and get out. And, you know, suicide, of course, isn't an option, because, I mean, what game can you just go kill yourself? It just starts over, right? So that's no way out. So that's never really been an option for me. So your way out of the matrix is to be in the moment. Take a deep breath and understand that it's the grind of working and the schedules and all that that gets you in the matrix. So let that be an encouragement. Sorry this was going to be a 12-minute video or whatever, but it really is powerful. And what you're allowing yourself to do is to be used in a way. I mean, you don't even have to be, you know, what am I supposed to do? Just be. Take a moment, quiet your mind. We have plenty of time that we're stuck waiting and stuff, you know. Of course, you're jamming out to your radio or something in the car, maybe, or doing this or that, but take time to just relax, empty out your mind, and just be in the moment, because those are the moments when you're the most useful, so to speak. So, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much.